All right, so you're deep in the startup world. And it's exciting, right? It's challenging. And
Absolutely.
let's be real.
Yeah.
It's a little wild on the financial side sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
When you're searching for the right banking partner, you want someone who gets it right, someone who speaks the language.
For sure.
Well, that's what we're diving into today.
Okay.
How SVB,
Silicon Valley Bank.
yeah, Silicon Valley Bank, how they've strategically positioned themselves as the go-to for startups with those big ambitions.
And what's so interesting is we're going straight to the source.
Yeah.
SVB's own marketing materials.
Oh, wow.
It's like peeking behind the curtain
Yeah.
to see how they want to be perceived by the very startups they're hoping to attract.
It's like financial forensics.
Okay.
We're talking numbers.
Yeah.
We're talking strategy.
Absolutely.
And we're going to uncover what it all means for you as you navigate this crazy startup world.
Yeah.
And speaking of numbers, get this. SVB claims that 76% of companies on the 2023 CNBC Disruptor 50 list are their clients.
Wow.
Not impressive enough. Okay, how about this? 64% of Forbes' next billion-dollar startups in 2023.
Wow.
Also SVB clients.
Those figures alone tell a story.
Right.
They're not just looking for any company that needs a checking account.
Right.
They're laser focused on high-growth, venture-backed startups.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that are expected to explode in valuation.
Yeah.
Think about what that means for a moment.
Yeah.
They're diving headfirst into a world where risk and reward are completely intertwined,
Yeah.
where rapid scaling is the name of the game.
So they're playing in the big leagues.
Yes.
And their product lineup reflects that.
Perfect.
Free business checking for 3 years.
Yeah.
Check a money market account with a juicy 4.8% APY.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to repeat that because, wow. A 4.80% APY.
That's significant.
Double check.
Wow.
And let's not forget the SVB Innovator Card, because
Yeah.
who doesn't love rewards?
This is a crucial point.
Okay.
That 4.8% APY,
Yeah.
that's not just a random perk.
Right.
For startups, especially those who have just raised a funding round,
Right.
that kind of return
Mm-hmm.
on their parked capital
Mm-hmm.
can make a tangible difference.
Yeah.
It's about maximizing every dollar while they're laser focused on growth.
Okay, so let's unpack this like a carefully labeled venture capitalist spreadsheet, shall we?
Yeah.
It seems like SVB has strategically crafted a suite of products and services for every stage of a startup's journey.
Interesting.
Just starting out bootstrapping and counting every penny.
Yeah.
They've got your back with that free checking,
Yeah.
helping you conserve that precious capital.
Makes sense.
Just secured a massive seed round.
Okay.
Park it in that high-yield money market account and watch your money work as hard as you are.
Exact.
And as the company grows
Yeah.
and those global ambitions kick in, because let's face it, today's startups are thinking internationally from day one. They offer things like global growth services.
Sure.
They're not just domestically focused.
Right.
They're supporting the expansion and scaling that are so critical in today's interconnected business world.
It's true.
It's like they're sending a clear message.
What's that?
We're not just here for your first funding round.
Right.
We're here for your Series A,
Mm-hmm.
your Series Z,
Yeah.
your IPO,
Right.
and everything in between.
It's a whole package.
They're aiming to be that long-term strategic partner, not just a transactional bank.
And this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
They're not just talking about financial products and services.
Yeah.
They're emphasizing that softer side of this startup journey.
Yeah.
Things like guidance from industry experts,
Okay.
access to sector-specific trend reports,
Interesting.
and this is huge.
Uh-huh.
Networking opportunities through webinars and events.
Okay, so it's definitely giving more than just a bank vibes. But what does that actually look like for a founder on the ground hustling to make their vision a reality?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Give me the concrete, actionable value.
Right. Imagine this. You're a founder,
Okay.
and you're trying to navigate the complexities of venture capital.
Right.
Or maybe you're wrestling with scaling your team internationally
Yeah.
for the first time.
Right.
SVB wants to be more than just a place to park your cash.
Okay.
They're positioning themselves as a source of knowledge connections
Yeah.
and, frankly, a bit of hand-holding
Yeah.
through those make-or-break moments.
So it's like having a seasoned mentor in your corner.
Wow.
But instead of dispensing wisdom over coffee,
Yeah.
they're dispensing it through exclusive access to industry reports.
Yeah.
Or a direct line to a venture capitalist who's seen it all.
Precisely.
Okay.
It's about leveraging their network and experience to provide that value beyond the balance sheet.
Yeah.
And speaking of networks,
Okay.
let's talk about the power of a good testimonial,
Oh,
especially in the startup world where reputation is everything.
right.
You know, SVB brought in the big guns for this.
Okay.
They've got testimonials from some seriously heavy hitters in the startup world.
Okay.
Shanlin Ma,
Mm-hmm.
CEO of Zola,
Yeah.
raving about how SVB anticipates our needs.
Oh.
And then there's Ian Siegel,
Okay.
the CEO of ZipRecruiter,
Yeah.
calling SVB a networking tool and a great partner.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't just empty endorsements.
Right.
They're coming from founders who have been in the trenches,
Yeah.
faced those same daunting challenges,
Right.
and come out on top.
Yeah.
It's brilliant marketing, really.
Oh.
SVB knows that startups,
Yeah.
especially in those early stages,
Yeah.
rely heavily on word of mouth
Hmm.
and recommendations from trusted sources.
Yeah.
By showcasing these success stories,
Yeah.
they're subtly saying, look, we help these companies become unicorns. We can do the same for you.
It's social proof at its finest.
Absolutely.
But let's not forget about the tech. I mean, we're talking about startups here.
Yeah.
These are companies built on code,
Yeah.
fueled by innovation,
Right.
and obsessed with speed and efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
So how does SVB's tech stack up?
This is where they've really tried to differentiate themselves.
Okay.
They highlight their digital banking platform,
Okay.
SVB Go.
Yeah.
And they don't just gloss over the features.
Okay.
They go deep,
Okay.
emphasizing things like seamless global payments,
Nice.
real-time transaction tracking.
Oh, wow.
Because who wants to wait for those clunky monthly statements?
Right.
And integrations with all the popular accounting software that startups live and breathe?
So they're speaking the language of their target audience,
Yeah.
acknowledging that these aren't companies bogged down by legacy systems and bureaucratic processes.
Exactly.
They're agile,
Yes.
they're data-driven, and they need those financial tools to keep pace.
Exactly.
And by offering these integrations, they're not just streamlining financial management. Right.
They're reducing friction in a founder's already hectic life.
It's about saying, we get it.
Yeah.
You need to focus on building your product, closing deals, and changing the world.
Mm-hmm.
Let us worry about the rest.
So they're not just selling banking services.
Right.
They're selling peace of mind,
Yeah.
efficiency,
Mm-hmm.
and the promise of a smoother, more scalable financial operation.
Absolutely.
And that brings us to
Yeah.
a really critical question.
Okay.
For all you startup founders out there,
Mhm.
because it's not always obvious,
Right.
how important is it
Yeah.
to find that financial partner
Yeah.
that truly understands this unique world to startups?
Right.
We all know those big traditional banks.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. They're familiar.
Hmm.
But do they really get
Right.
what it means to be lean, agile,
Right.
and growing at warp speed?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Those established banks,
Yeah.
their strength might lie in certain.
Well, established businesses,
Right.
companies with predictable cash flows,
Right.
years of historical data,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe a slightly less aggressive appetite for growth.
Right.
So
That's where a bank like SVB
Yeah.
is trying to carve out their niche.
it seems
They're
like
not just dipping a toe into the startup pool.
Right.
They've built their entire brand around it.
Yeah.
They're immersed in the ecosystem. They're
Mhm.
talking to VCs.
Yeah.
They're seeing the trends firsthand.
Mm.
And maybe most importantly, they speak the language.
Exactly.
And that insider knowledge can be absolutely invaluable,
Oh, yeah.
especially for a first-time founder who's navigating this often confusing world
Right.
of seed funding,
Yes.
equity,
Mhm.
and those crazy hockey stick growth projections. It's like having a guide in unfamiliar territory,
It's a good point.
someone who can help you avoid the pitfalls
Yeah.
and take advantage of opportunities
Right.
you might not even know existed. It's like having that secret weapon,
Yeah.
that financial partner,
Mm-hmm.
who isn't just reacting to your growth,
Great.
but anticipating it.
Yeah.
They're there with the right advice,
Mhm.
the right connections,
Yeah.
and the right financial tools to make that growth as smooth
Right.
and as painless as possible.
That's possible. Yeah.
And that's the big takeaway here.
What's that?
It's not just about the products,
Mm.
the interest rates,
Mhm.
or even those fancy corporate credit cards.
Yeah.
It's about the expertise, the
Good
network,
connection.
and the deep understanding that comes with aligning yourself with a financial institution
Right.
that sees the world
Mhm.
through that startup lens.
Yeah.
So as you continue to build your company,
Yeah.
chase your dreams,
Taste those dreams.
and maybe even disrupt an industry or two along the way.
Absolutely.
Remember this deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the value of a true financial partner.
Yeah.
One who doesn't just hold your money,
Right.
but helps you grow it.
Strategically and intelligently.
That's what it's all about.
Until next time,
Yeah.
happy innovating.
Happy innovating.